Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about a powerful concept, the strength that lies in silence. In a world that often encourages noise, loud opinions, constant chatter, and an endless barrage of information, it's easy to forget the profound impact of stillness and reflection. When we allow ourselves to embrace silence, we open the door to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Silence isn't about shutting out the world, it's about creating space for insight, connection, and growth. Let's explore how being silent can lead us to the fulfillment we seek in life. In moments of silence, we can connect with our true selves. This inner exploration allows us to understand our values, passions, and desires, which is essential for a fulfilling life. Silence offers the opportunity to process our emotions. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can reflect, understand our feelings, and respond thoughtfully. When we practice silence, we cultivate the ability to truly listen to others. This deep listening fosters connection and understanding, enriching our relationships. Silence is a breeding ground for creativity. By stepping away from the noise, we create space for new ideas and perspectives to emerge. Embracing silence helps us be more present in the moment. We can fully experience life without the distractions of our busy minds. In silence, we confront our vulnerabilities. Acknowledging these feelings allows us to grow stronger and more resilient. Silence gives us the chance to set clear intentions for our lives. By reflecting on what truly matters, we can align our actions with our goals. Silence can be a source of healing. It allows us to process pain, grief, and trauma, leading to greater emotional health. When we embrace silence, we invite deeper, more authentic connections with others. Our relationships thrive when we engage from a place of understanding rather than noise. Finally, being silent empowers us. It reminds us that we don't need to shout to be heard. Our thoughts and feelings are valid, and sometimes the most powerful messages are conveyed in quiet moments. Self-discovery is an essential journey that often requires us to step back from the noise of everyday life. It's in the moments of quiet reflection that we can peel back the layers of our identities and uncover what truly matters to us. This process is not always easy. It can be uncomfortable to confront our deepest thoughts and feelings. However, it is through this discomfort that we begin to understand our values, beliefs, and desires more profoundly. Imagine sitting in silence, allowing your mind to wander without distraction. In this stillness, you may encounter thoughts that you've brushed aside or emotions that you've avoided. Instead of shying away from these feelings, embrace them. This is your opportunity to acknowledge what's been hidden and to explore the narratives you tell yourself about who you are. As we engage in this reflective practice, we learn to differentiate between who we truly are and who we feel we must be to fit in or please others. It's about reconnecting with our authentic selves, discovering what lights us up, and recognizing the dreams that have been stifled by fear or doubt. Self-discovery is also about acceptance. It's understanding that we are imperfect beings with flaws and strengths. Embracing our whole selves, light and shadow, allows us to grow and evolve without the burden of unrealistic expectations. When we accept ourselves as we are, we create space for personal growth and transformation. Furthermore, this journey of self-discovery is not a solitary endeavor. It flourishes in connection with others. As we share our stories and vulnerabilities with those we trust, we find validation and support. These connections can illuminate parts of ourselves we may not have recognized before, enriching our understanding of who we are. Ultimately, self-discovery is a lifelong process, a beautiful unfolding of our identities. It invites us to ask questions, seek answers, and remain curious about our evolving selves. By embracing silence, we create the necessary conditions for this exploration to occur, allowing us to discover the unique paths we are meant to walk in life. Emotional clarity is a vital aspect of our well-being, yet it often eludes us amid the chaos of daily life. When we find ourselves in a whirlwind of thoughts and feelings, it can be challenging to pinpoint what we're truly experiencing. However, taking the time to embrace silence allows us to sift through the noise, creating a space where our emotions can surface and be acknowledged. In moments of quiet reflection, we can begin to untangle the complex web of our feelings. Instead of reacting impulsively to emotions as they arise, we cultivate the ability to pause and examine them. This practice helps us identify the root causes of our feelings, whether they stem from fear, sadness, anger, or joy. When we understand what we're truly feeling, we empower ourselves to respond with intention, rather than merely reacting out of habit or frustration. Silence provides the opportunity to sit with uncomfortable emotions, to allow ourselves to feel without judgment. It's easy to rush past feelings like grief or anxiety, but in those quiet moments, we can honor their presence. By acknowledging our emotions, we give ourselves permission to be human, to experience the full spectrum of feelings that come with life. This acknowledgement is the first step toward emotional clarity. As we gain clarity about our emotions, we also develop a deeper understanding of our needs. We start to recognize what we require for our well-being, whether it's setting boundaries, seeking support, or engaging in self-care. When we know what we need, we can communicate it more effectively, fostering healthier relationships with ourselves and others. Moreover, emotional clarity helps us navigate conflicts and challenges with greater ease. Instead of being swept away by heightened emotions, we can approach situations with a calm and thoughtful mindset. This enables us to engage in constructive dialogue, to express our feelings authentically, and to seek solutions that honor our emotional experiences. Ultimately, achieving emotional clarity is a continuous journey. It requires patience and practice, a commitment to sitting with our emotions, and an openness to understanding ourselves on a deeper level. By embracing silence as a tool for reflection, we can cultivate the emotional clarity that allows us to navigate life's complexities with grace and resilience. In this way, we not only enhance our own well-being, but also create a more empathetic and understanding environment for those around us. Deep listening is a transformative practice that goes beyond merely hearing words. It invites us to connect with others on a profound level. In a world saturated with distractions, taking the time to truly listen can feel like a radical act. When we engage in deep listening, we create an environment where individuals feel seen, heard, and valued. To practice deep listening, we must first cultivate presence. This means setting aside our own thoughts and judgments, silencing the inner chatter that often demands our attention. It requires us to fully engage with the person speaking, making a conscious effort to absorb not just their words, but also their emotions, intentions, and the nuances of their experience. By doing so, we open ourselves to understanding the story behind the words. As we listen deeply, we begin to recognize the power of empathy. It allows us to step into another person's shoes, to grasp the feelings and experiences that shape their perspective. This empathetic connection fosters trust and openness, creating a safe space where individuals can share their thoughts and vulnerabilities without fear of judgment. In these moments, we realize that listening is an act of love, a way to affirm another's humanity. Deep listening also enriches our relationships. When we truly hear others, we validate their experiences and emotions, which strengthens our connections. We show that we care about what they have to say and that their feelings matter. This validation can be incredibly healing, especially in times of struggle or uncertainty. By listening with intention, we can help others feel less alone in their experiences, fostering a sense of belonging and community. Moreover, deep listening enhances our own understanding of the world. Every conversation becomes an opportunity for growth, an invitation to expand our perspectives. By embracing diverse viewpoints, we challenge our own assumptions and broaden our horizons. This willingness to listen deeply can dismantle barriers, fostering compassion and understanding in a world that often feels divided. However, deep listening is not always easy. It requires patience and vulnerability, as we may encounter difficult emotions or perspectives that challenge our beliefs. Yet, it is in these challenging moments that we have the greatest potential for growth. By embracing discomfort and leaning into the complexities of conversation, we foster resilience and deepen our connections. Ultimately, deep listening is an ongoing practice, one that can transform not just our relationships, but our entire way of being in the world. By committing to this practice, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a culture of empathy and understanding. In a society that often prioritizes noise over connection, let us choose to listen deeply, creating spaces where everyone feels worthy of being heard. Creating space for creativity is essential for personal growth and self-expression, yet it often feels elusive in our fast-paced, distraction-filled lives. We live in a culture that often prioritizes productivity and busyness, leaving little room for the quiet contemplation that nurtures creativity. However, when we intentionally carve out creative space, we invite inspiration and innovation into our lives. This creative space begins with silence, a deliberate choice to step away from the constant barrage of information and stimulation. In these moments of stillness, our minds are free to wander, allowing thoughts and ideas to surface that might otherwise remain buried beneath the noise. This freedom is not merely about having time to create, it's about giving ourselves permission to explore without constraints, to follow our curiosities wherever they may lead. Within this space, we can reconnect with our imagination, the part of us that thrives on play and exploration. It's easy to lose touch with our imaginative selves as we navigate the responsibilities of adult life. However, creativity flourishes when we allow ourselves to engage in activities simply for the joy they bring. This might mean doodling in a notebook, experimenting with new recipes, or even daydreaming about possibilities. By prioritizing these moments of play, we can ignite the spark of creativity that fuels our passions and aspirations. As we cultivate this creative space, we also learn to embrace vulnerability. Sharing our creative endeavors requires courage as we expose our innermost thoughts and feelings to the world. This vulnerability can feel daunting, but it is also where the magic happens. When we dare to share our creations, we connect with others in meaningful ways, inviting them into our experiences and perspectives. This connection not only enriches our own lives, but also encourages others to embrace their creativity, fostering a community of shared exploration and expression. Moreover, creative space allows for reflection and growth. When we take the time to create, we engage in a process of self-discovery, uncovering hidden talents and passions. It's a chance to reflect on our experiences, to translate our thoughts and feelings into something tangible. This act of creation becomes a powerful tool for understanding ourselves better, as we externalize our internal worlds and examine them from new angles. In addition, cultivating a creative space encourages us to let go of perfectionism. We often hold ourselves back, fearing that our creations won't be good enough. However, when we allow ourselves the freedom to create without judgment, we open the door to experimentation and innovation. Embracing imperfection can lead to unexpected breakthroughs, revealing insights and ideas that we might have overlooked. Ultimately, creating a space for creativity is an act of self-care and empowerment. It's about recognizing the inherent value of our unique voices and expressions. By embracing this space, we affirm that our ideas and passions are worthy of exploration and celebration. In doing so, we not only nourish our own souls, but also contribute to a world that values creativity, authenticity, and connection. Let us make a commitment to honor this creative space in our lives, recognizing it as a source of joy, inspiration, and endless possibility. Mindfulness and presence are powerful practices that invite us to fully engage with the moment, fostering a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. In our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in the rush, constantly multitasking and worrying about what's next. Yet, when we pause and bring our attention to the here and now, we unlock a profound sense of peace and clarity. At its core, mindfulness is about cultivating awareness and intentional practice of observing our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. It invites us to step out of the autopilot mode that often dictates our daily routines. By simply being present, we allow ourselves to experience life more fully, to savor the small moments that often go unnoticed. This could be as simple as feeling the warmth of the sun on our skin, tasting the flavors of a meal, or listening to the laughter of a friend. When we ground ourselves in these experiences, we cultivate gratitude and appreciation for the richness of life. Practicing mindfulness also opens the door to emotional regulation. When we bring our attention to the present, we can better observe our emotional responses. Instead of reacting impulsively to triggers, we create space to reflect. This awareness allows us to respond more thoughtfully, fostering healthier interactions with others and with ourselves. In times of stress or anxiety, mindfulness can serve as an anchor, reminding us that we can return to the present moment, finding solace and clarity amid the chaos. Furthermore, mindfulness encourages vulnerability. It invites us to confront our thoughts and feelings honestly without the distractions that often keep us from facing uncomfortable truths. In these moments of stillness, we may encounter feelings of fear, uncertainty, or sadness. Rather than avoiding these emotions, mindfulness teaches us to sit with them, to acknowledge their presence without letting them define us. This practice of acceptance can be transformative, allowing us to cultivate resilience and a deeper understanding of our emotional landscape. Being present also strengthens our connections with others. When we engage in conversations with mindfulness, we show up with intention. We listen deeply, allowing others to share their stories and experiences without interruption. This kind of presence fosters empathy as we begin to understand the world through someone else's eyes. In these moments, we create a sense of belonging and validation that enriches our relationships and reinforces our shared humanity. Moreover, embracing mindfulness allows us to cultivate a sense of purpose. When we focus on the present, we become more attuned to our values and priorities. We can make choices that align with our authentic selves rather than getting swept away by external pressures or societal expectations. This clarity empowers us to live with intention, making decisions that reflect who we truly are and what we desire from life. Ultimately, mindfulness and presence are about embracing the fullness of our experiences. They remind us that life unfolds in the present moment, not in the past or the future. By committing to these practices, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a culture that values connection, understanding, and authenticity. Let us strive to be more present, cherishing the moments that shape our journeys and allowing ourselves to engage fully with the world around us. In this way, we can create a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and connection. Strength and vulnerability is a profound concept that often challenges our understanding of what it means to be strong. In a society that frequently equates strength with invulnerability, the idea of embracing our weaknesses and uncertainties can feel counterintuitive. Yet, it is within this vulnerability that we uncover true resilience and authenticity. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to genuine connection with others. Sharing our fears, insecurities, and struggles fosters a sense of intimacy that is often missing in our interactions. In these moments of openness, we invite others to do the same, creating a safe space for mutual understanding and support. This exchange is not only empowering, it cultivates empathy and compassion, reminding us that we are not alone in our experiences. Embracing vulnerability also requires courage. It takes immense bravery to expose our true selves, to let go of the facade of perfection we often feel compelled to maintain. This journey is not about seeking approval or validation from others, it is about honoring our own truth. When we acknowledge our vulnerabilities, we accept that we are imperfect beings shaped by our experiences and emotions. This acceptance is liberating, allowing us to step into our authenticity and embrace who we are without fear of judgment. Furthermore, vulnerability is a powerful catalyst for growth. It pushes us to confront our fears and insecurities head-on. Instead of running from discomfort, we learn to sit with it, to understand it, and to transform it into a source of strength. This process of confronting our vulnerabilities can lead to profound personal development as we challenge limiting beliefs and cultivate resilience in the face of adversity. Additionally, embracing vulnerability enhances our capacity for creativity. When we let go of the fear of failure or rejection, we create space for innovation and exploration. In a culture that often prioritizes perfection, allowing ourselves to be imperfect can spark new ideas and perspectives. Vulnerability fosters a mindset of curiosity, inviting us to take risks and experiment without the burden of expectation. It is through this willingness to be vulnerable that we often discover our greatest strengths and passions. Moreover, recognizing the strength and vulnerability allows us to model authenticity for others. When we share our experiences and emotions, we give others permission to do the same. This ripple effect can create a culture of openness and honesty where individuals feel empowered to express themselves without fear. In this way, embracing vulnerability becomes a collective act of courage, fostering deeper connections and a sense of belonging within our communities. Ultimately, strength and vulnerability is about reclaiming our humanity. It is a reminder that our worth is not defined by our accomplishments or our ability to appear strong. Rather, it lies in our willingness to be real, to be seen, and to be authentic. By embracing vulnerability, we invite deeper relationships, personal growth, and a more profound understanding of ourselves and others. Let us celebrate this strength, recognizing that it is through our vulnerability that we find connection, resilience, and the courage to live fully and authentically. Setting intentions is a powerful practice that allows us to navigate our lives with purpose and clarity. In the midst of the chaos and noise that often surrounds us, taking the time to define what we truly want and need can be a transformative experience. It's not just about making resolutions or creating to-do lists, it's about aligning our actions with our values and aspirations. When we engage in intention setting, we invite ourselves to pause and reflect on what truly matters to us. This reflective practice requires us to dig deep and ask ourselves meaningful questions. What do I want to cultivate in my life? What feelings do I want to prioritize? What values do I want to embody? By exploring these questions, we gain insight into our core desires and aspirations, allowing us to chart a course that resonates with our authentic selves. Setting intentions is also an act of empowerment. It reminds us that we have agency over our lives and the choices we make. By articulating our intentions, we take ownership of our paths, acknowledging that we are the authors of our own stories. This sense of ownership can be incredibly liberating, enabling us to let go of the pressures and expectations that often come from external influences. Instead, we can focus on what aligns with our true selves, fostering a sense of clarity and purpose. Moreover, intentions help us cultivate mindfulness in our daily lives. When we set intentions, we create a guiding light that reminds us of our priorities as we navigate the complexities of life. These intentions serve as a compass, helping us make decisions that align with our values and steer us toward our goals. This process encourages us to be present and mindful in our actions, allowing us to cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment. Additionally, intention setting encourages us to embrace vulnerability. When we articulate our desires and aspirations, we expose ourselves to the possibility of disappointment or failure. Yet, it is precisely this vulnerability that fosters growth. By acknowledging our hopes and dreams, we allow ourselves to be seen in our authenticity, embracing the uncertainty that comes with pursuing something meaningful. This courage to be vulnerable opens the door to deeper connections with others as we invite them into our journeys and share our struggles and triumphs. As we set intentions, it's also important to remember that flexibility is key. Life is unpredictable, and our intentions may evolve as we grow and change. Embracing this fluidity allows us to adapt to new circumstances, aligning our actions with our evolving values and aspirations. This adaptability is not a sign of weakness, rather, it demonstrates resilience and a commitment to living authentically. Ultimately, intention setting is a practice of self-care and self-discovery. It invites us to honor our desires, values, and aspirations, creating a roadmap for our journeys. By setting clear intentions, we affirm our commitment to living a life that is meaningful and aligned with who we truly are. Let us embrace this practice, recognizing that in the act of setting intentions, we empower ourselves to navigate our lives with purpose, clarity, and a sense of belonging to our authentic selves. Healing is a deeply personal and often complex journey that invites us to confront our wounds and experiences with compassion and courage. It is not a linear path; instead, it ebbs and flows, filled with moments of both progress and setbacks. Embracing healing means recognizing that we all carry scars, some visible, some hidden, and that acknowledging these scars is a crucial step toward wholeness. At the heart of healing is the practice of self-compassion. When we encounter pain, whether it stems from loss, trauma, or disappointment, it can be all too easy to slip into self-judgment or criticism. Yet, it is essential to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a dear friend. By allowing ourselves to feel our emotions without shame or guilt, we create the space necessary for healing to begin. This means sitting with discomfort and recognizing that it is a natural part of the human experience. Moreover, healing often requires us to confront our vulnerabilities. This can feel daunting as it asks us to delve into the parts of ourselves that we may prefer to ignore or shield from others. However, embracing vulnerability allows us to break the cycle of isolation that often accompanies pain. When we share our stories and experiences with trusted individuals, we create connections that can foster healing. These connections remind us that we are not alone; others have walked similar paths and can offer support, empathy, and understanding. In addition, healing is about acknowledging the power of our narratives. The stories we tell ourselves about our experiences shape our perceptions and influence our healing process. By examining these narratives, we can identify any limiting beliefs or unhelpful patterns that may be holding us back. This process of reflection allows us to reframe our experiences, empowering us to see them through a lens of growth and resilience. Instead of viewing ourselves solely as victims of circumstance, we can embrace our strength and agency in the healing journey. Another vital aspect of healing is the importance of creating safe spaces both within ourselves and in our relationships. Safe spaces encourage open dialogue, allowing us to express our feelings without fear of judgment or rejection. In these environments, we can explore our emotions, seek support, and engage in the process of healing together. This sense of safety fosters vulnerability and connection, reinforcing the idea that healing is not a solitary endeavor but rather a communal journey. Additionally, healing requires patience. In a world that often values quick fixes and instant results, it can be challenging to embrace the slower, more nuanced process of healing. Yet, it is essential to recognize that healing takes time. We may not see immediate results, but every step we take, no matter how small, contributes to our overall progress. By honoring this timeline, we cultivate resilience and trust in our ability to navigate the ups and downs of our journeys. Ultimately, healing is an act of reclaiming our stories and embracing our authentic selves. It is about honoring our experiences, understanding their impact on us, and choosing to move forward with intention and hope. By embracing the complexities of healing, we not only deepen our understanding of ourselves, but also foster a sense of connection with others. Let us remember that healing is a journey worth taking, one that invites us to step into our vulnerability, embrace our strengths, and live our lives more fully and authentically. Authentic connections are the lifeblood of our existence, enriching our lives in ways that superficial interactions cannot. In a world increasingly characterized by digital communication and curated images, the quest for genuine connection has never been more crucial. Authentic connections invite us to show up as our true selves, fostering intimacy and understanding that are foundational to meaningful relationships. At the heart of authentic connection is vulnerability, the willingness to share our true selves, including our fears, hopes, and struggles. This kind of openness is not always easy. It requires courage to let others see us without the masks we often wear. Yet it is in these moments of vulnerability that we forge the deepest bonds. When we allow ourselves to be seen, we invite others to do the same, creating a safe space for mutual sharing. This reciprocity is what fosters trust and intimacy, essential ingredients for authentic connections. Engaging in authentic connections also means embracing the imperfections that come with being human. We often hold ourselves to unrealistic standards, striving for an image of perfection that can hinder our ability to connect genuinely. However, when we acknowledge our flaws and embrace our humanity, we create opportunities for deeper connections. By sharing our struggles, we allow others to relate to us in meaningful ways, reminding ourselves and each other that we are not alone in our experiences. Additionally, authentic connections thrive on empathy and active listening. When we engage with others, it is essential to approach conversations with an open heart and mind. This means setting aside our distractions and truly being present with the person in front of us. By listening deeply, we validate their experiences and emotions, fostering a sense of belonging and understanding. This practice not only strengthens our connections but also enhances our capacity for empathy, allowing us to appreciate the richness of others' perspectives. Furthermore, authentic connections often require us to engage in difficult conversations. These conversations may involve discussing feelings of disappointment, anger, or misunderstanding. While it may be uncomfortable to broach these topics, doing so is essential for maintaining authenticity in our relationships. By addressing conflicts with honesty and openness, we pave the way for resolution and growth. This willingness to confront challenges rather than avoid them reinforces the strength of our connections, transforming potential rifts into opportunities for deeper understanding. Moreover, cultivating authentic connections encourages us to embrace our individuality. Each person brings unique experiences, perspectives, and gifts to a relationship, and recognizing this diversity enriches our connections. When we celebrate our differences rather than shy away from them, we foster an environment of acceptance and appreciation. This diversity of thought and experience can lead to richer conversations and deeper understanding, enhancing the quality of our relationships. Ultimately, authentic connections are about creating a sense of belonging. They remind us that we are all part of a larger tapestry of humanity, each thread contributing to the beauty of the whole. By nurturing these connections, we cultivate an environment where vulnerability is celebrated, empathy is practiced, and individuality is honored. Let us strive to deepen our authentic connections, recognizing that in these relationships we find the support, love, and understanding that enrich our lives and help us navigate the complexities of the human experience. In embracing authenticity, we not only strengthen our bonds with others, but also invite greater joy and fulfillment into our lives. Empowerment is a deeply transformative process that allows individuals to reclaim their voices and take charge of their lives. It is about recognizing our inherent worth and potential, despite the external pressures and societal expectations that often seek to define us. When we embrace empowerment, we engage in a journey of self-discovery, self-advocacy, and ultimately self-acceptance. At its core, empowerment begins with acknowledging our strengths and capacities. This requires us to confront the internal narratives that may hold us back, those critical voices that tell us we're not good enough or that we shouldn't aspire to more. By challenging these limiting beliefs, we create space for growth and possibility. Empowerment invites us to redefine our narratives, transforming them from tales of inadequacy into stories of resilience and strength. We learn to recognize the skills and talents that reside within us, and we embrace the idea that we have the power to shape our own destinies. Moreover, empowerment thrives on vulnerability. It takes courage to express our needs, desires, and boundaries, especially in a world that often encourages us to prioritize others over ourselves. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we acknowledge our feelings and experiences, which is a crucial step in advocating for our own needs. This act of vulnerability not only strengthens our connection to ourselves, but also fosters authenticity in our relationships with others. By being true to ourselves, we invite others to join us on our journeys, creating a community of support and understanding. Additionally, empowerment is about taking action, making choices that align with our values and aspirations. It's not enough to simply recognize our worth. We must also be willing to step into our power and pursue our goals, even in the face of fear or uncertainty. This could mean setting boundaries in our relationships, pursuing a career path that resonates with our passions, or advocating for social change. Empowerment encourages us to take risks and embrace the discomfort that often accompanies growth. Each step we take, no matter how small, reinforces our belief in our own capabilities and resilience. Furthermore, authentic empowerment involves understanding that we are all interconnected. When we empower ourselves, we create a ripple effect that can inspire and uplift others. By sharing our journeys, our struggles, and triumphs, we remind those around us that they too have the strength to overcome challenges and pursue their dreams. This collective empowerment fosters a sense of community, where individuals support one another in their journeys towards self-discovery and fulfillment. It is also essential to recognize that empowerment is not a destination, rather, it is an ongoing process. As we grow and evolve, so do our goals, aspirations, and challenges. Embracing this fluidity allows us to adapt to new circumstances and embrace the changes that come with personal growth. We must be gentle with ourselves during this journey, recognizing that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Each obstacle presents an opportunity to learn, reflect, and recalibrate our paths. Ultimately, empowerment is about embracing our humanity, acknowledging our strengths and weaknesses while honoring our unique journeys. It invites us to step into our full potential and live authentically, driven by our values and aspirations. By cultivating a mindset of empowerment, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a culture of support, understanding, and connection. Let us celebrate empowerment as a vital force in our lives, guiding us toward greater self-awareness, authenticity, and the courage to pursue our dreams unapologetically.